Hey, welcome back everybody. My last video I showed you how my Lee press is done for. Way too much slop in the ram, and so we bought a new press. So I ordered the MEC Marksman. It's supposedly an excellent press. We're going to be testing it here shortly. But let's get this thing out of the box. I also bought the mounting plate for it, some little accessories. Let's jump in and see what we got. So I didn't think you needed to see me take it out of the box, but I just set it up real quick. Now I did buy the stand for it, and I also bought this nice little tray here that can just hold things, shell holders or, you know, neck bushing dies or things like that. I thought about leaving it up here, but I think I'm just going to set it down behind here. Just be a nice little tray. With this press here, you get your die holders. I think that's a really nice idea, especially since we're primarily shooting 6.5 Creedmoor. You know, they're going to be right here where they're just handy. We're also going to be running some different dies. I bought the Reading competition dies. I do have just a standard Lee decapping die. Now, let's get in here and take a good close look at some stuff. And by the way, this was super simple to set up. All I basically had to do was mount it and put the handle on. Now the handle is ambidextrous, so I can take the handle on the right hand side because it's got the nice bend in it here, or I can index it on this side here if I was left-handed. So that's a nice feature. Keeps the front of this wide open. I like that feature too. Alright, let's jump in here. So one nice feature about the MEC is it's got the ability to allow the shell holder to float. It's retained in here with a spring, and this allows this shell holder here just to float around, and that helps self-align the case into the die. It's pretty simple to just pop out of there, pop back in, so pretty happy with that. That should work really well. The functionality of this thing is smooth as glass. This thing's amazingly smooth. The powder coat on this, which I assume is powder coat, is very nice, very nicely done. It's on here pretty heavy, so it's not, you know, it's not just a cheap paint job. Now, I've got the Lee collet die set up in here because if you watched my last video, you know that I had some horrible results with my Lee Classic Cast Press and this die. It had a huge amount of run out and slop in the ram. That thing would just flop all over the place. It's just seen better days. This one here, it feels rock solid. We're going to measure this really quick. And then I've got a case here that's only got about a half thou run out in it. It's never been sized, just been fired. And I have one that we sized on the Lee. This has got almost 10 thousandths run out in the neck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to size this with the same die we used, and we're going to see if we can get this case here to turn out with basically the same run out that it has, about a half thousandths. So this is all set up, but one thing I want to do real quick is let's get the dial indicator on this thing and let's see if we can pick up any movement in this at all. You know, a thousandths, maybe 2 thousandths would be more than acceptable. But before the gauge was spinning like a top on the Lee. So let's set that up real quick. This is a 1/10 thousandths dial here. Let's see how much play we got. That's about a thousandths of an inch right there. That's all the movement it's got, a thousandths. That is awesome. So here's the case that I measured before. And we're running just a touch over 8 thousandths of an inch with this one. Here's one that's not been resized. And that needle is just barely moving. It's about just under about a half thousandths roughly. So let's see if we can get this thing to turn out just like that. Here's the unsized case with about a half thou, 3/4 thou run out. Let's just put this in here, spin it around a few times, check it really quick here. And we are, boy, we are just right about 3/4 of a thousandths there. Maybe a thousandths, just under. That is awesome. So y'all saw the results on this if you watched that last video. This ram in here is just, you could actually hear it. It's wore out. But this one here, phew, that's nice, and I love I love how smooth this is. It's just glass smooth. I really like it. I also like it with the stand. It gets it up to where I'm right here working with it. It's not down here, you know, where you're kind of bent in looking for it or sitting on a chair down low. I can just be right here, and it's the perfect height with my height bench, I should say. I suppose it depends on the height of your bench, but I like that. Let's jump in and take a look at some of the other stuff here. Now, I guess I should have said this in the beginning, but super simple to assemble. Basically just put the handle on it. It comes with some literature here. It comes with all the mounting nuts and bolts you need, and it even comes with a different set of bolts here to mount it to the plate. That comes with the plate, and so real nice instructions, well printed, nice pictures in here, color pictures. I always appreciate that. It just shows, you know, it just shows a little bit more care, I guess, rather than just having black and white stuff that I just don't like it. So I've got the body bump die in here by Redding. I've got a lubed up case here, and I just want to see how this feels, just knowing what my Lee used to feel like. Wow, that is very nice. Perfect there. Do another one here. I'm just doing a few of these, just trying to get the first impression thing, you know, seeing how I like this. That is just like butter. Man, that is nice. Turning out just spot on too. Just nothing to it. Gosh, they're just turning out just great. Loving it. So the other thing I should mention on this is this press does not have a priming system on it, which is fine with me because I do everything with a hand primer. I almost never prime on a press, so it was not a deal breaker for me. The primers, when you deprime on here, actually fall straight down through the ram and come out the back here into this little tray. It's almost impossible to get the camera in there at any decent angle to show you. You'll just have to take my word for it that it's very simple. It's right there. So I like that, and one thing I like about that is it keeps, with the primers going down through the ram here and kicking out into this little tray, it's not kicking it off the side, coming out the side of the ram, or because then you wind up with a whole bunch of dirt on the press. That was a problem with the Lee press, that it would just get a lot of grit buildup around the ram, which is very possible that's what caused it to wear out, with all that real fine grit from carbon and stuff. It's very abrasive, so that could have been the downfall of that press. You know, I thought it was going to last a little longer. Well, it didn't, but either way, this depriming system on here is in fact much better. So it doesn't take much to operate this. It's got some great mechanical advantage to it. It's just really smooth. Now when this thing came in, it was very well lubed. I wiped it all down. It still has lube on it, but it was a little excessive, you know, for shipping and storage and stuff like that. So I'm not knocking that. It's that was a good thing. Other than that, so far I am thoroughly impressed with this MEC press. I was looking for a Forester coax. This was, in my opinion, was probably the next best thing. Now I'm kind of wondering if maybe it wasn't just the best decision, and it's a lot less money too. I'll throw a link below. I think I paid roughly $185 for this press, and the mount was an add-on. I'll link that stuff below for you guys so you can take a look at the price and different things. So anyways, I got a lot of reloading to do. You're going to see me a lot more with this press. I'm going to do some follow-up. We're going to review some dies, some of the Reading competition dies, get my take on those. And, well, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.